went live early a little bit, recording this. I see Ryan is here. Got it on mute. You can unmute that, but recording this so these guys show up when they're supposed to. They be here early. Oh, there's Andy. What's up, brother?
Right.
How you doing, man?
Good to you.
Caesar. What's up, Big Caesar? Oh, there's Ryan.
What's going on,
Ryan,
Jeff?
what's your hat say, Ryan? Hot moms?
I love hot moms.
I love. There is one there's the hottest mom.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna be loving any of them, that's the one. She's taken, fellas. She's taken. Hey, let's get into it, man. Man, just got home late last night, up early this morning. Oof. Things that vacations that kill you.
How was the trip?
Oh man, it was really good. I'm fortunate enough, we own those townhomes in Surfside, which is down the street from Myrtle Beach, and the whole area is just beautiful anyway. Just, I like the South, period. And my brother-in-law kind of really doesn't have anywhere to stay, and he moved to Georgia for like a year and really loved it there. But so I was like, man, if you like it, I mean, you can stay here on the ranch if you want. But if you really like that whole Georgia, area, is the lease is coming up for one of the tenants, and we just won't. I won't renew it, and I'll let you stay there and like enjoy, however how many years you got left. But he did. He loved it. It was nice. I don't know, man. It kind of tears me a little bit because half of me wants to live there, because that's home. When I'm there, I just feel home. And then the other half loves it here. And so I don't know, maybe I'll just end up spending half my time there and half my time here.
I think it's a good idea. You can't beat the ranch you've got now.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm gonna share this video a little bit and make you guys suffer through a little bit of Tommy Mello, about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're gonna get right into, if you guys want to touch on a little bit about the answering the phone calls. We've kind of beat that to death over the last 2 or 3 meetings. I want to get straight into the whole consultation and the estimate showing up at the homeowner's house. But let me share this. I wish I could get you guys to watch hours of this every day. Let's see what Tommy's got to say.
I'm listening to Tommy every day on Audible.
I'm telling you, man.
He's good.
There wasn't anything that kept my mind busy. I learned how to study and get ready for tests and learn knowledge, but I didn't apply much of it to
Someone
business.
had asked, should you go to college for business?
I would go through more like go to seminars and like invest in mentors and figure out ways to like generate leads and create a culture. I just don't think there's a whole lot. Like, there is some things that college is useful for. I hate to say this because I went to my master's degree and I'm doing pretty good. But hindsight, Tommy Mello, 18, no. I would take classes, but I wouldn't go for the degree. I wouldn't, a lot of people say get a degree because people look at that just to say you can finish something. I don't know how important that is this day and age. Learning from a bunch of people that never made it in the real world with tenure, losers actually, that teach equity and diversity and all that shit. They brainwash you. And I know a lot of instructors that try to brainwash me. I just didn't buy into it. Patrick said, hey, Tommy, man, commercial HVAC did $200K last year, looking into marketing. Would like to grow, add a truck, and mostly find residential marketing. Patrick, here's the deal with marketing, dude. What are we doing to grow a new market? Well, you got to get a lot of reviews. You got to offer tune-ups, go in, meet people, get pictures with them. You got to be willing to lose a little bit of money. I mean, if you want to take market share, you got to put 15, 20% of the marketing. In fact, in our new markets, we're willing to put 35%. So if we want to make, $5 million, we got to put $1.75 million into marketing. At 35%, you're not going to be profitable. but no one's ever heard of you. So if you want to go from 200,000, 225,000 next year to 250,000, yes, I understand you got to make a living, but there's another way to do it other than money. It's out there, getting your ass out there, doing free tune-ups, talking to your neighbors, getting the HOAs, meeting realtors, doing whatever it takes. You got to start out. Unfortunately, you can't start out as the highest price. You got to get good at sales. I always talk about price, right? But when you're nothing and nobody knows who you are and you're sub $1 million, it doesn't work. You got to go out there and meet the people. And it's constant, dude. I'd work 40 hours in the business and 40 hours on the business. I'd be working 80-hour weeks because I used to do that. And people are like, dude, I can't do that. I got a family. Well, then why'd you start a business? If you got no money and you got no time, good luck. The business will not grow. We are currently #1 organically on Google for lawn care. Would you still do Google sponsor GLS so it can appear multiple times? Yes, I would absolutely do it. In fact, if you do organic, you show up in the maps, you show up on LSA, and you show up on PPC, you show up 4 times, and then you might even show up on the top of Yelp, you're going to get picked. People are going to be like, this must be a sign. There's been studies, you can look them up, that the more times you're in the top first page, the more likelihood it goes up exponentially every time. What percentage?
See, I'll hit stop share. Alan is like, I love listening to Tommy because he just reinforces everything that I've been screaming for the last 30 years. Even though 30 years ago, we weren't screaming the internet. We were screaming yellow pages and door hangers and mailers and billboards and radio ads, if you could get them everywhere. You got to be everywhere. You got to be everywhere. And like Tommy said, if you don't have the money to be everywhere, you got to be everywhere. So it's you got to put the sweat equity. You got to go to these network marketing events with BLMs and start your own. Get 5, 10, 15 freaking contractors, whether it's painters and plumbers and roofers, and just meet once a month, if not once a week. Once a week is better, and just kind of motivate each other, see what you're doing. The economy worldwide, I mean, Trump just put a stop to everything. But in the long run, it's going to end up being better for the U.S. I don't know about the other countries, but we got to get back to the middle of manufacturing and having middle class money. For if not, that spread is too big. But you got to be everywhere. I mean, I keep telling you guys with the videos and the pictures and the YouTube and the tagging and the this and the TikTok, and most of that shit is free. It's just finding time to do it. You've heard me over and over and over again. That's why the office manager is the most important part. That's why, like right now with Crystal, Crystal or Christy?
Crystal.
Yeah, because on my thing it just says Ryan's wife. I'm not going to call her
Crystal.
Yeah, because it's like, I swear to God, if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't have, shit. I'd still be the dude doing all the work. Like all the shit that I would go and learn, like how to run a business. It helped me, but it helped me to say, hey, they say do this. Can you do this? Because I got to go over here and do the work. I got to do the labor. I got to do this. I got to tell these guys. Like, so now when I say is like the first person I would hire would be an office manager. And then like Caesar is on here, and his daughter is younger than my daughter. Actually, the same. I think my daughter was like 18 when she said she wanted to start, buying the business or take over the business, and she's 23 or 24 now. And I think Ebony is 19. Ebony, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just turned 20.
Uh-oh, look at you growing up. Stop it already. But yeah, good for you. And then, like Yuli's not here, but his wife Misty is running things. And I'm missing someone. Who's the other lady that's supposed to be here? Who am I missing? Oh, yeah. I'm missing Anaya. And that's Doug's daughter. She's, I think, 22 or 23. Doug, are you on mute? But she's answering the phones now. She's running everything. I'm telling, like, I will talk about the phone thing just a touch, because I've been doing it a lot lately, because we record the conversations for a lot of contractors, but I record all of mine also. So either whether my daughter answers the phone or one of the other girls answers the phone, I'll listen to it. And instead of me harping on them, I'll say, hey, man, that was pretty good. Here's a recording of it. Go back. I want you to listen to that phone call. And as you're listening to that phone call, read through the manual. And it kind of trains them. They go, oh, shit, I did forget to say that. Or, oh, man, I should have done that. I'm like, I like to try to, I say, man, have that cheat sheet in front of you. Try to keep it in front of you. And I cannot stress to you guys enough is like, these manuals aren't shit to me. These manuals really aren't shit to Ryan. Ryan's been in painting business for so long. It's like, and most of you guys, even Caesar, and Charlie's on here for sure. It's like, if you've been doing this, we do it blindfolded. I answer the phone the same way every freaking time because I've done it over and over and I've learned through mistakes over and over again. I don't need a book to tell me how to answer the phone because I'm going to do it over. These manuals are never for me or for you. It's for the people that you need to hire to take your position as the business owner. I kept looking through a lot of Tommy Mello's clips to show because there's a couple that I wanted you guys to see about. It's all about you shouldn't focus on how much money I can make this year or this month. It's like, how can I grow the business? Everything is about growing the business and how to sell the business. Grow the business so you don't have to be there. But the manuals, like even for the painting, like or the cleaning that Charlie does, or whatever your trade is, if you're watching this later on, is like you know how to do it. You can hire guys who are so-called experts, but they probably do it different than you. And to maintain quality. And if someone comes in and does something different and it's better, you know, I don't have a 100% belief on anything. I always believe that the most I'm ever going to believe in anything is 80. And that's just being old and being proven wrong so many damn times to where I stand my ground, and then you find out something, you're like, oh shit, I wasn't right about that. I was right, but not all the way right. So I'm always leaving the door open a little bit to try to hopefully improve. So if someone comes in, most of the time they come in, they got some bullshit, dumbass stuff that they seen at a trade show and someone tried to take something. But I'm like, dude, I've been doing this, man. I can tell you exactly what's going to happen if you try to paint it that way, if you try to do it this way, or if you stand, whatever that is. But and that's next week when we get into the procedures. But the manuals are not for you guys. It's for who you hire. It's for your whoever takes over your business, whoever runs your business so that you can be gone somewhere. There's no way I could take off and spend two weeks, 3 weeks, a month on the road if I had to be there doing everything. And even now, the guys that are answering the calls, they're pretty good at sending the videos, doing the follow-up, and they're getting better at the estimates and the consultations. When I'm here in town, I try to do as many of them as I can, either with 2 or 3 different sales guys, or I'll have 2 guys with me, and I'll say, hey, just come. So watch it from the start to the finish, and then we'll talk. We'll go get some breakfast afterwards or something, lunch, whatever it is, or we'll just drive down the street a little bit, and I'll send in all my paperwork, that kind of crap. Because people will do when it comes to knowledge and learning, is I heard PBD the other day say people it's more about people will call more than talk, meaning like they're going to watch you and do what you do versus what you tell them to do. You can tell them how to do it all the time, but they're going to do it the way they're mimicking you. So, I mean, that's what these manuals are for. That's what this whole mastermind thing is for. Is for you guys to be going through these manuals and customize them for you, however it is that you do it. Because and maybe you learn something and you change up and you get a little bit better at it. But you're teaching these guys to do it, and gals, whatever it is. But it's in the book, man. It's in the book. You live and die by the book. It's there because you're always able to go back and say, no, man, what do you mean? No, it's in the effing manual. It's in the manual. Don't tell me you forgot this or you forgot that. You should never be with this. You can print as many of these as you want. Got one at home, got one at truck, got one in the maybe in the trailer with all the tools. You have them everywhere. There should be no reason not to have it. And and eventually they'll get better and better, and then they'll screw up and they'll forget something, and you get to go back and you go, but dude, you forgot it because you got cocky. You thought you knew it all. You were going to remember it all. Even I'll go through here and I'll go, oh shit, man, I forget about that. That's supposed to be, yeah, that's this, or this is better or something. And we're always adding to it. I sent you guys the text message last week because I heard one of my sales guys making a phone call to the homeowner, and I said, this motherfucker don't even know how to talk on the phone. I said, what is going on? And I'm sitting there trying to walk him through what to say next. But then afterwards, like the video we watched last week, I think, but like when I hear Tommy say, it's like, if one of your employees messes up, it's never their fault. It's your fault, and it's not in the manual, plain and simple. So you go back to the manual and you say, what's not in here that would allow him to do it that way or her to do it that way? And I didn't have anything in there about how to call the homeowner, how to do the follow-up phone calls. I just say, do the follow-up phone call, call the homeowner back. But if they haven't been taught how to call back, how are they going to know? I mean, over the years, I even really thought about it. I thought, man, how did I know? And it was from watching other people and the people that I used to work for. I'd hear them in the background calling a homeowner up or saying something, and I'd go somewhere else in different businesses, and you're sitting in the waiting room or the lobby and you're hearing other people call. And I'm trying to always say, man, how can I do it better? What can I learn from this person? I'm always trying to see how I can improve every aspect of my life and my business. But before we get into the whole consultation and estimate, is there anything you guys want to bring up about the phone consultations with meaning the lead comes in and you answer the phone, or the email comes in, or the text message, any of that stuff before we move forward? Anybody want to say anything?
How can I get a like if I miss a call or something, how can I send them the link to the homepage so they can fill out, or just to the form to fill out the form, the customer information form?
Yeah, so if you miss a phone call and they left a message or something and you don't want to call them back, you just want to send them a text message. Is that what you're saying?
No, I want to be able to send them like a link to the
website, to your website.
Well, not just to the website, but mainly to that because Anaya's having trouble getting their email right. So I would rather them fill out their information. That way everything's spelled correctly, the numbers are right, the address is right,
Yeah. I would do that as you're on the phone and put that in your manual as you're on the phone, because one of the first questions that should be in the manual is like the first thing the girls in the office ask, is this a landline or your cell phone? And 90% of the time it's the cell phone. And at that point, they've already sent the text message. And then say, hey, I just sent you a text message. You know the text message. You use the same one.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go through that. But can you do me a favor, Doug? Can you answer that text message and send me your email? Because I want to follow up and send you a couple of things through email also. But if you can, and that way I'll have it and you can just text it right back to me. That's what I would do. You know what I mean? That's what I would do immediately.
Okay.
And I just seen Tommy did some shit that I'm going to try to implement, because we do, and it'll be right now in the consultation part of it, but it's, we do the follow-up and send them an email and stuff, but Tommy's sending a video, and I like that. I'm like, shit, I'm the video king. Why in the hell? That bastard should have been learning that from me. But he said, like, just grab your phone, make a real, take the selfie stick, never leave home without it, and then just make a real quick video, and he's showing is like, hey, Doug, I just left your house, man. It was great meeting you. Left you the film, boom, boom, and I just and the way, and Tommy was saying some stuff in the video about, I know you're going to get other estimates. Just want to let you know is we still want to do whatever it's going to take to get your business. And even if we don't, please call us back and let me walk you through the numbers that you're getting from other people to make sure that you're getting the best, something like that. And we've talked about that. How do you, and how can you tell them you're willing to negotiate the price without saying I'm willing to negotiate the price? And that's kind of it. But I like that without just, sending the text message or the email and doing the follow up, or even having one of the girls in the office call saying, hey, Miguel just left or Andrew just left, and I know he sent all the paperwork to me, and I'm just following up to make sure that if you have any questions, and I know he said you were thinking about doing it on this certain date, and we penciled it in, like that. I like the phone call, but that's the girl in the office doing the phone call. I really liked what Tommy was saying about sending that real quick, short video. It just kind of gives one more little personal touch that we can do. And what Tommy was just talking about too in the video is like, so if you don't have the money for marketing, and I talked to a lot of contractors who don't have any money, period. And maybe it's painting, but like he's talking about going, since he's a garage door guy, he's knocking on the doors trying to give away free tune-ups. Maybe you want to, if you have a pressure washer, maybe you want to just do, right now, hey, I'd like to give you a free pressure wash, maybe get a review from you. Normally it's, I don't know, $700, whatever the hell it is. Maybe like for Charlie and these wood floor cleaning guys, maybe that's how you pound the business. If you don't have money to put into the marketing, you've got to take the money out of yourself and just start beating on the doors or calling up people, whatever it is, going, hey, normally it's $1.75 a square foot to do a spray, buff, and clean. We're just gotten, we're opening up this new location or whatever. You definitely don't want to say, I just started. I watched some damn YouTube videos and I'm trying to practice on your floor. But so the same way that he's offering that free tune-up thing, we can do it. Whatever your trade is, I don't care if it's like plumbing and you're doing something or whatever, roof inspection, something. You've got to be in front of people, get the reviews from them, have them go to your Google, all of that stuff. Maybe if you're there and you're doing a pressure wash, cleaning off something, anything, doing the cleaning of the floor for free, get that video testimonial, everything. You got to get your foot in the door, all of that stuff. But there's always something. Anything else for the consultation stuff, the phone answering?
I want to bring something up real quick, and this kind of goes into the phone stuff, but I've been thinking about implementing something with my business and going for like a good, better, and best system and price.
Yes.
To simplify things. And I think on the phone, that would also simplify things. On the internet, I think that would simplify things instead of having all these cost breakdowns of adding this together with this and this and this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm really seriously thinking about doing something like that.
Yeah, I would write it all out first and look at it, and then just try it with a couple of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And then try it, and then I don't know if you want to record yourself or whatever it is, but you're going to get the feedback. I know when I traveled the country speaking with like Les and Zig and all those guys as what we call a platform speaker, meaning you show up and you do the presentation for free because they've got 1,000 to 1,500 people, 2,000 people in the audience. And you're a platform speaker means you've got a product that you're going to sell them. So we always had good, better, best. There was always three things. 50% of them choose the middle price. 25% to take the lowest one, and then there's 25% that will go with the big thing. Right. Money just doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, that's the one I want. That's the one I want. But it gives it to them. And some of the wood floor guys even do it, like whether it's a 2K product with a hardener or something. And we've done it, and we've thought about going back into it. It's sometimes you'll find that they want the better for the good price or type of deal. But like, because the question that someone had asked Tommy was, they seem to be losing out, and most of the time they're losing out is because of price. And Tommy's like, because you're giving them one price, and that's the ultimatum. It's like, take this or leave it, and they're leaving it. So you've got to have somehow open the door to get every job. Because I'm telling, like, me and Charlie go about it all the time, and even me and Doug is like, some of these contractors want to say, I only do my price, and if they can't do it, then I'm like, dude, get out of here,
right.
You caveman retard.
Yeah, and you will stay a broke ass for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, because my thing is like, I want every job, even if I break even, which I don't want to break even, but even if I break even, we're getting that job. We've got the trailer and it's wrapped, or the van, so we're getting the review, or it's like we're doing this whole maintenance program, something. Or if I have to keep the guys busy because it's like, I don't want them going somewhere else, looking for jobs, something. But and that's my whole thing is like, if someone's going to be painting it, if someone's going to be doing the roof, if someone's going to be doing the drywall, if someone's going to be remodeling the kitchen, it should be you. And you got and if it's not you, we need to know why. Is it because they're finding someone else somewhere, like so your marketing is lacking because you're not showing up enough? Is it because of the price? Is it because of the way you're carrying yourself? Do you not have enough content on Google, on Facebook, TikTok? When I say Google, I mean the internet, really. You got to be everywhere.
Yes.
So for some reason they may, because that's just what makes them feel more trustworthy. Guys ask me all the time about, should I have a showroom? And I'm like, I don't know, man, it's a lot of money, but that's part of the marketing budget. If you do have a showroom, and all reality, I mean, if you do have a showroom, it just makes it look like you're not going to be going anywhere no time soon. It's not the dude that's working out of the back of his Pinto. If you guys are old enough to remember the Pinto, I know Charlie does.
I do. I had a lot of fun in the back of a Pinto.
Yeah. But and that's why when you have so much content on the internet all over the place, it just makes you look that much more legit. That's like people who don't even have it boggles my mind how many guys don't have websites. I'm like, shit, man, even if it's a bad website, at least it's a website.
Yes.
But the homeowner is going to research it. They're going to find, let them find as much as they can, whether it's the video reviews, the video testimonials with homeowners, the content of helping them out, all of that stuff. But yeah, I like the whole idea of the good, better, best. God bless you. And then the whole, right. And the more you write it down and look at it and see what you can add and do different really helps. And then it's being able to explain it, on the website, on the phone call, in person, so that they're not confused. Because that's the biggest thing that I learned over the years in all of sales is a confused mind never buys. So you don't want to give them more than 3 options. You don't want to give them more than 3 options, and you don't want to overwhelm them. It's like, oh shit, let me think about it. It's like now you're giving them too much. But yeah, so I think it extremely because like especially with painting, with like you, Ryan, is like, I mean, sometimes they don't want a good paint job. I mean, and that's definitely true with hardwood flooring. I mean, I try to tell these guys, it's like, man, you're worried, like, oh man, they're going with the cheap guys. Like, yeah, because that's what they want. They don't want this, $20 a square foot refinish job that you think you're the best and the only one that can do it.
That's how I stay so busy. Is these guys are all telling them they have to have a refinishing. You can do things for a whole lot less, and you're just sort of helping them get past whatever stage they need to be in.
Yeah, you got to meet them where they're at.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely look at that. Anything else?
So I was just going to add, if it's all right, when is the best time to start talking about like a cross sell or upsell? Is that at the point of face to face with the customer, or
yeah, it depends on what's the upsell and what's the cross sell. A lot of times, like the ladies in the office are, because it doesn't come across as an upsell or a cross sell, but when the ladies are answering the phone and talking to the homeowner, building that relationship, and they're doing a lot of the education before our sales guy even gets over there. And so as they're explaining it, they'll be saying, hey, you're going to have different options. You're going to be doing this, that. And you may want to do the invisible, which is like a raw look. It's a little bit more money, but it's worth it depending on what it is that you want. Or you may want to do like the stain for us as an upsell type of deal. Bleaching, because they'll say, well, man, it's like a red oak and it has this pink to it. We really hate the pink. Is there anything that we can do? And the girls already know, it's like, yeah, we can bleach it and kill the pink, and we can move forward from there. And when David comes out, he'll go over all of that stuff with you, and we'll send videos. So, because I want those girls in the office on that phone consultation, building that rapport, building that relationship, educating them, letting them talk, because the more they say, that's how we know which videos to send them. If they say they've got a red oak floor and pink and they want to get rid of that, they don't like it or they do like it, we know which videos to send them. If they say they got the hand distress and they want to make it smooth, we know which videos to send them. If they got the orange 80s and they want to get rid of that and do something more modern, maybe even do like a light gray, thank God that's finally, not as popular as it was. But yeah, the more they talk and ask questions and say stuff, that gives us more information on which videos to send them. And most of the time, if the girls in the office are on their game, they know it, because we've made it real easy to go to YouTube, grab that link, and text it to them even as I'm on the phone. Hey, Charlie, I just sent you a video, man. It's like it's a red oak floor that we bleached and got rid of the pink, and then we went with that invisible. Yeah, you're going to be doing $1.75 more for the bleach, and then you're looking at like $1.25 a square foot more for that invisible. But man, is it ever nice! And to get that kind of floor, you'd be looking at $35 a square foot versus the $14 a square foot it is to refinish and blah blah blah. All of that crap.
You're upselling them without upselling them.
Yeah, just trying to educate them. But I want it talked about as quickly as possible. And not today, but hopefully next week. And it's in the manuals, and hopefully I'll bring it up. But on the whole walking through with the client, I try to bring up even way before that. But let's just get into the whole consultation and estimate thing. So the pre-appointment, if you guys went through and you should have all of these printed out. So you've got the owner's manual, which has the consultation and the estimate, but then you have the sales rep / project manager, and it's pretty much the same. It's just the sales manager, the sales rep, project manager doesn't need all of this. They just need to focus on this one thing, and it's a little bit different, but at the same time, it's not. It just tells you what to bring to the consultation, all that shit. Because like what to bring to the consultation: estimate sheet, price list, floor maintenance guide, business cards if you have them. I don't have them. We're getting them printed for all the employees. I'm not a business card guy. Tools and equipment, measuring tape, notebook, pen, booties, all that kind of stuff. The company shirt with the polo, the phone, and we're thinking about and the phone is for the pictures and the videos and to do all that stuff, and dog treats. And then in the manual it says why this matters. So again, these are just, you could almost just give this to someone and it's the training manual, but you really want to go through it with them over and over again, and you want to see them. You want them to see you doing everything that's in here, because and I can't tell you how many times I showed up to a effing job site and didn't have a tape measure. I've walked them off with my foot to try to measure it out. I've done,
Yep.
And I put the measuring tape on there, but I
I've
think
been there.
yeah, like the digital laser, everything, man. No notebook. I'm writing shit on my hand. It's like it's everything, man. I'm telling you, it's just like if you've been in business long enough, and especially in construction, you've done all of this stuff. But when you go so in the business, the owner's manual, where it says number 5, consultation estimate, the pre-appointment preparation, because the phone call, the office manager, whether it's your daughter, your wife, whoever it is, they've already teed it up. They've made you look good. They've sent the videos, all of this other stuff. You're just showing up. Your job is done. If everything is done right before you show up, you're just walking in there just to set up the schedule. But the preparation, research the client, go online before the consultation, and the office manager should have already did that. You're looking up the address on Google to see the property, the details, search for any landmarks, conversation starters, I call it. Look for the shared interest, help build the rapport, all of that stuff. So, because I've been in this area for so long, you can tell me where you live, and I'll name the In-N-Out, the church, the skating ring, the bowling alley, the bar, karate studios, something. Because I've been here for so long, and if you guys have been in your area, you're probably the same freaking way. It's like, oh my God, man, you live over there behind that 7-Eleven. It's like, oh yeah. You've been. It's like all that crap. But I'm looking for stuff that's going to help me build the rapport with them. That's what it really is. You want to call the homeowner before you leave, or about 20-30 minutes before you're there. And depending on the LA traffic, I'm always about almost getting there an hour early, because with LA traffic, you just don't know. I'd rather the sales dude get there an hour early, find coffee or something, and just sit around, listen to an audio book, go through something. Just don't give me that bullshit about, oh man, one of the lanes was closed. I'm like, mother MFer, that's why we get there that much earlier. Yeah, all that crap. But 30 minutes before you're getting there is I'm calling them up and I'm letting them know that I'm on the way, and I'm going to say, hey, I'm getting ready to stop over here at Circle K, 7-Eleven, something. I'm gonna grab myself a water or a Diet Coke or a Gatorade or something. Hey, Ryan, I'm about 30 minutes away, man. I'm going to stop over at the 7-Eleven, grab me some of those salted peanuts and a Gatorade. You want anything, brother? A coffee or a water? Just want to let you know I'll be there in a few minutes. Can I get you anything? Most of the time, they're going to say no. 1 out of every 10 times, they may say, man, you know what? Yeah, grab me a water, something like that. But one is you're making, breaking the ice, letting them know you're there. I can't tell. I mean, I can't tell you how many times, because we used to do it. The office manager or even myself, I would set up the appointment, and it would be a week later, and I'd just show up, and they wouldn't even be home. Oh my God, I totally forgot you were even coming. Or it could have been the day before, and they'll do that shit. And I know I'm not the only one who showed up, and they like, oh shit, I didn't like any of that stuff. So that's one, you let them know you're on the way, and that good stuff. But then you're arriving, if you're flipping through the pages with me, you're arriving 10, 15 minutes early. Me, I like it a lot earlier. I'll park down the street, around the corner, something. I grab my and the guys see it, so they do it the same way. But I've got my notebook where I'm writing everything down. I've got the pre-printed proposals, so I'm filling that all out. I've got Ryan's name in there. I got this in there. Boom, all that stuff showing up. Boom, I'm there. You're knocking on the door. So right here it says observe the property. So when I'm pulling up, I'm looking for everything. I'm looking for the USC flag, the UCLA flag, the Bruins, the something. It's amazing how many UNC North Carolina flags are in California. And when I show up, I know I got the job. I'm like, shit, I'm a Tar Heel, man. Are you kidding me? But if it's USC and not the South Carolina USC, the real USC, the Trojans, that's my golf bag, and I've got friends that go there. But it's but something. I'm finding something. I'm looking at everything. The bumper sticker on their car, everything. Looking for something. So as soon as I open up, when Ryan opens up the door, I'm bringing whatever it is up. Boom, blah, blah, all that stuff. Making the conversation, talking about it, how long you lived here. And a lot of those questions I already know the answer to, because the girl, the office manager, has already went over all that stuff and told me all of this stuff. He's there. Oh man, you're gonna like Ryan. He was in the Army, and then I'm like, oh man, Ryan, how long was you in the Army? Oh no shit. Man, my buddy just retired Special Forces, and he grew up here in California. He lives near the Gulf Shores now, and all that stuff. We're talking all that crap. But then in the manual, you've got the grooming and the professional appearance. Most of you guys, I mean, I don't know. Like I like the golf shirts, the collared shirts, the T-shirts is fine. I really wanted to do. I wanted to have I wanted it to be a business shirt, meaning my logo, my stuff on it. So immediately, as soon as they see the shirt, they know you're with Quality Design Painting, all of that stuff, or whatever the company is. Maybe a hat, whatever it is. But I like that. But here I just wrote down. It's like. And again, you guys can go through here and add to it, or like maybe it doesn't bother you. But like, the hair should be neat. Apply the deodorant before arriving. Use the breath mints. Wear the clean professional attire. And I tell you, it's like, man, keep a toothbrush, keep toothpaste in the truck. Keep the breath mints in the truck. Keep the deodorant in the truck. There's just no reason not to. Plain and simple.
Show up like it's the first date.
I'm telling you, man. That's
yes,
the thing right there. It is. There's just no reason not to. Slap on a little deodorant. If you want to keep a clean shirt in the car. And I went back and forth with this for a long time, because in my early days, when I did everything, I'd work my ass off till 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, trying to get as much work done as I could, knowing I had to be at some person's house at 6:30, and I'm leaving just in time to get there. And I've got freaking sawdust in my ears from cutting wood or just sweating. And I'm telling myself, well, this is going to help me get the job, because they see I'm the one doing the work, and I'm doing it and I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of truth to that. I don't know. But there's no reason I couldn't have had a clean shirt in the car at all times. Throw on some deodorant, again, with the breath mints, that kind of stuff. I didn't do the shoe booties or take my shoes off for a long time. I just think if you do it, and I don't know how, and I think maybe if they had 10 people come to their home to give them an estimate, whether it's painting or plumbing or anything, I think nowadays probably 5 out of 10 may take their shoes off or put on the booties. And
I take my shoes off before I walk in.
yeah, and I do. That's how I do. I take the shoes off, but I put on there the booty. So if you want to bring the booties, I'm okay with that also. And a lot of times they'll say, "Oh man, you don't have to do that." Blah blah blah. And like, and I've got floor guys that'll tell me, "Well, man, I'm showing up to sand the floor. It's already ruined. Why should I take my shoes off?" It's like, I don't know.
Respect.
It's the respect. It gets you, it gets you off to the right foot, on the right foot or whatever. That type of deal. And again, you guys need to go through this and make it your own. Engage with the homeowner. And I don't know, if I go to 10 homes, 8 of them have dogs. I like to have the dog treats, and I'm always asking first. I'm just a dog person anyway. So as soon as I see the dog, I'm immediately on my hands and knees, trying to get kisses and love it and all of that stuff. And then I'll ask them, hey, like, is it okay if, like, will they have a dog treat? It's usually, it ain't something from Costco. I usually try to have a more healthier one. So, because some people are real picky about giving their dogs anything. So don't bring out no snacks and start giving it to them.
That's California.
Yeah. Because I was at the airport last night, and I had like a little crust of pizza left over, and the lady was in there with her dog, and I asked her, I said, hey, I'm not going to eat this. Can I give it to the pup? And she was like, oh, you'll be his best friend forever. So, I was right there, sharing pizza with the puppy. But all of that stuff, man, I'm telling you, everything is relationship. The more you can build the relationship before you start talking about the project is secondary. The project is secondary. You become best friends almost immediately, and it's when can you do it? And now they believe you, and they should believe you. I mean, because all through the manuals, I have in our manuals, everybody knows that our main thing is we are a client first contractor, meaning whatever is in the best interest of the client. And I just think that's the way everybody should be. That's the way I would want to be treated as a homeowner, or even no matter what. Even if I'm getting my car worked on or anything, it's like I'm hoping whoever's doing the work is going to have my best interest. But it's not just something we write down. I really want it to be that way. And you set the tone, and that's in the beginning of those manuals. It's like, who are you as a company and all that stuff? You've got to set that, and you've got to be the example. So then like number 3 is building a rapport. Talk about, before you even talk about the project, ask about the family, the home, the neighborhood, why you're getting it painted right now, why you're doing the floors, the roof, or it's like, because all of that stuff matters. And again, these questions should have already been asked during the phone call from the lady in the office. I already know the answers. It's like a good lawyer. One of those movies I watched said a good lawyer never asks a question that they don't already know the answer to. But you're building that up because it matters, like kind of like what Ryan was just saying, good, better, best. If you're trying to fix the house up and sell it, that really makes a big impact on what you should do with your floor or your roof or your painting or the drywall or the remodeling the kitchen, all of that stuff. It's like, are you going to live here for the next 40, 50 years? Are you going to leave this to your grandkids or your daughter? It's like, all of that stuff means something. Are you going to be renting it? That's a huge one. I'm sure, I don't know anything about painting, but if it's a rental, I'm sure there's different paint that you want to use and different things that you want to do. So all of those questions, you're going through everything. And then right in the manual, it's going to have, the personal touch questions. How long have you lived here? Is this a forever home? Updating it to sell it? All that stuff we just went over. I'm telling you, these manuals is like, it would be easy for me to write these manuals now, but in the beginning, it was the hardest thing I had to do in business, period. For whatever reason, one, we didn't have computers back then. Everything was typed in, but you're trying to remember everything. It's like, what do I do next? And then what do I do? What is it in? What am I saying? Like, and that's why hopefully this makes it easier for you guys, because you can read through it going, well, that's stupid. I'm going to take that out. I'll add this. Or I like that. I'll keep that in. I'll make it a bold or highlight it. Something like that. And then I put on here, like, you have something in common with everyone you meet. It's up to you to find out what that is. And then number 4, you start discussing the project, educating the homeowner, giving them that good, better, best option, letting the homeowner describe their project, listen carefully, letting them talk about themselves, letting them talk about their kids, let them talk about what it is that they really want out of the floor. Probably 1 out of every 10 floors, I'll sit there and I'll listen to, like, Ryan will tell me everything about, like, how he wants that floor to turn out. And I'll like, that ain't ever going to happen. If someone comes over here and tells you they can do that, they either don't know what they're talking about, or they're straight out lying. And both are bad situations. And let me tell you why that ain't ever going to happen. And then I'll go through the whole thing. It's like, you may have a Brazilian cherry floor, which is always going to be orange, and you want it to be, white, or, like, you want to make it look like it's a white oak natural, like the Nordic oak shit, because it's famous right now. And I was like, look, we can bleach it, you can do this, but in the end, it's going to be orange. And if someone tells you something different, they're lying. Like, all of that stuff. But so you go through all of that. Let them describe what they really want. And again, all of that's probably been all of that shit I should already know, because the girl, whoever answered the phone, already went through all this stuff. And you can say that. You can say, hey, Ryan, I was talking to Michelle in the office, and she was telling me that you guys are fixing this place up. It used to be your dad's house. He passed away. Man, sorry to hear that, but at least you're keeping it in the family. A lot of kids can't wait to sell it, type of deal. But she said you're going to be renting it out. So if is that still the case, or you guys, has anything changed? Oh, no, we're still going to be doing it. Oh, yeah. So if you're going to be renting it, man, one, it's probably going to save you some money, but you may want to look at some of these things, that type of stuff. And it's all that's in the manual. All your guys are watching you do this. What's the most important part of the project? Educate them on all the options. It's all there. Explain what's possible, what's not possible. Give them the unbiased recommendations, even if they don't hire you. And for over 35 years, it almost comes across as a sales technique, and it isn't. I've always meant it. It's like, I'll say, hey, Ryan, man, whether I do the job or not, here's how it should be done and why. Here's the products that should be used and why. Here's some products that they're going to try to sell you on. Here's why I don't like them, or they're okay if they save you something. And I just say, look, man, I don't care who does the job. Here's how it's supposed to be done. No matter if it's the roof, no matter if it's remodeling the kitchen, it doesn't matter. If you know what you're doing, there's things like that we're starting to talk about, because right now all of our guys have the phone. So when we've gotten to this part, they'll bring up the YouTube videos, and I'll say, hey, Ryan, here's a floor, everything you just described to me, man. I'm going to be measuring up a couple of these rooms. Go ahead and check this out. And I'll hand him the video and let him watch it. And we're thinking about getting the iPads so that they can do that, because it's just a bigger screen. I don't know. But as they're watching the YouTube links or the videos or looking at the pictures, or I'll say, hey, scroll through some of the pictures and look at that. I'll measure everything up, that kind of thing. Once that's all measured up, we take we'll take pictures of everything, capture any problem areas, and we always do the videos. We either do the video at that point after all the measuring's done. I'll do a walkthrough video, and I hope I try to get the homeowner in it, because Ryan will see me do the video, and I'll say, hey, we're over here at 227 Sycamore Street in the city of Upland, blah, blah, blah. And I'll describe the floor. I'll show the floor. I'll walk through. We're going to be doing this area over here that looks like the window leaked. It's got some gaps and cracks. We're going to try to tighten up everything. We're going to, fill this in. We're going to do this. I'll walk through the whole thing. And you've seen all my other videos. I'm really trying to find, I'm doing it for a lot of reasons. One, because I got to send it back to the office. Whatever crew goes out there to do the job, I like to have them, they watch the video so they know what they're expecting before they ever get there. Everything's being captured. As I'm walking around describing everything, I'm looking to see if there's holes in the drywall, if something's broke, if there's a tile in the kitchen that's cracked. I'm trying to get all of that in the video, just in case when we go to get the last check, they bring it up like, hey, man, you guys broke the tile. I'm like, and there's a way we do that where it doesn't embarrass them. But that's in the video. And as I'm doing it, Ryan's watching me. And I'm like, Ryan, that's everything we talked about, right? Did I miss anything? And sometimes I'll forget, or I'll intentionally leave something out. And I go, oh man, we did. Remember, you're talking about you may want to do that gray. I'm trying to talk you into natural, but you may want to do the gray. Is that right? Not me, but the wife may want it gray. All right, okay. So I want that in the video also. Thanks, Ryan. Type of deal, and like he's already used to being on camera. So when I go to do video testimonials, I'm not just, because guys ask me all the time, it's like, hey man, how you get video testimonials? It's like, oh, I don't just, show up at the very end and go, what'd you think? And scare the hell out of them. They've seen the camera over and over again throughout the entire job. But we do that. So all that shit, the boards, what type of wood it is, do the documentary, measuring, giving the prices, take the pictures. So our proposals are already pre-printed out pretty much, unless it's something that we don't do normally, and then we write it out. But so we write it all out. We take a picture of that. I like to have a picture of the notebook where the guys wrote down everything. They take a picture of the notebook. They take a picture of the proposal, which has all the prices on it that we're getting ready to give to the homeowner. All of that stuff all gets sent back to the office. And now we're slowly moving everything into House Call Pro, trying to start using that. I mean, I know me and Ryan's been, he's looking for something too, and it seems like it's going to work out, but I don't recommend anything until we've done it. But so all of that stuff. But then there's no way my sales guy is leaving without the homeowner having a price. One, they already knew the price before we showed up because the girls have already told them, it's on the website, all this other stuff. It may be the good, better, best. And that's what Ryan, if you've got that option, that's what you're going to be showing them. Everything's written down, and I'm going to go through it. So we explain the pricing and we break it down clearly. Give them the printed sheet on how to maintain the floors. That's what we do. I say, hey man, no matter who does the floors, here's how you should maintain it. Blah, 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 because there's no reason to have your floors refinished or cleaned or anything and then not take care of it. So, keep this. Offer any other tips. Again, no matter who does the floor, here's how it should be done, yada, yada, yada. Take a picture of the estimate, send it to it. And then closing in the consultation, summarizing everything discussed, ask if they have any questions, concerns, give them the proposal, the professional estimate sheet with the price on it, the project details. And at that point, we go over everything. It's like I go through the whole process. It's pretty much the same text message or email that they got from the very, very beginning that goes over everything. And again, it's like when you go to the restaurant, they don't just say, Cracker Barrel doesn't say 2 eggs, bacon, toast. It's like 2 grade A, large, fresh farm, free ranging chicken eggs and the best, home grade. It's like it's a big 2-3 paragraphs to describe what you could say in 3 words. So what we're describing everything in detail. I mean, if I'm painting, I'm going to talk about, hey man, we got to come in here. We're going to pressure wash everything. We're going to spray it. And here's why we do that. We're going to get off any flakes and do this and that. And we're going to mask it off. And then we're going to sand it with this. And we may sand, after that, we're going to sand it with this thing. And we're going to do this. It's like, I'm trying to make up some shit. I'm trying to describe it because it just makes all of this. Now that no matter how big the price is, you've just described all of this that makes the price seem like this, to where when you've described it in as clear detail as you can, they almost go, oh my God, you ain't charging me enough type of price versus, yeah, we're going to refinish the floors. It's $10,000 versus, and you describe everything and it's this kind of price. And at that point, you may want to go through the whole good, better, best and explain what it is. But they have the price, all of that stuff. What was the schedule was probably already talked about. And then the whole thing, you're giving them the paperwork, we leave type of deal, and everything gets sent to the office. And now we really are thinking about doing that whole 10, 15, 20 minutes later, whatever, that video to follow. Hey, Ryan, just over there, boom, boom, blah, blah. I forgot, maybe I should have mentioned this, back, whatever. But most of the time, and I think Ryan sells 90% of the jobs, whatever. And again, these manuals ain't for Ryan. These manuals ain't for Caesars. These manuals are for the guys that you're going to be hiring to take over your position. Does that make sense? I can't say that enough.
It does.
Yeah.
I want it for my family, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a good insurance policy.
Yeah. And then all that stuff is like, and the guys like when, and again is, if I'm in town, I'm either going to the estimates and watching the guys doing it, and I don't butt in. I don't say anything, and like near the end, I'll add my 2 cents or describe some stuff just so everybody can get educated. The sales guy gets educated a little bit more. The homeowner gets educated a little bit more. They get to see how I interact with the homeowner. Is like, because I just talk to people like, yeah, I mean, it's like no difference. Same way I'm talking to you guys right now is the way I talk to everybody. I don't, be Trump, I'd be talking the same way. Nothing changes. And that just comes in time. Like when you're nervous and you're new and your sales guys are going to be, and the confidence just, and the manuals is what really helps give them the confidence. They have that step-by-step process, and they've watched you do it. You've watched them do it. You've talked about it. You've all of that stuff. It just makes it a lot easier. And then the girls follow it up and get them on. We usually put it on the schedule right then and there. Or I'll say, let me pencil it in. We try to keep 3 crews busy. If I have 2 crews busy and one isn't, I never. And Ryan's like, man, I wish we could get it done this week. I never go, oh man, I'm happy to hear that because we got a crew that ain't doing no work. We never say that shit. It's always, I don't know. Let me make some phone calls. I got a contractor that's pretty lenient with me. Matter of fact, he's postponed us a couple of times. I may be able to rearrange. I'm not promising anything, Ryan, but let me see if I can rearrange some stuff. And today's like, man, it's Tuesday. If we could get here Thursday, with that, oh my God, man, you'd be alive. Say, oh, all right. As soon as I leave here, I'm gonna call the office. I'm gonna have her call the contractor, and she'll get back with you. And then I'll call the girl in the office, and I'll tell her everything I just said.
Hey.
And then she'll say, and she'll call up Ryan, and she'll go, hey Ryan, this is Michelle, and Brian said that you guys really wish you could do it today, or Wednesday or whatever. We can do blah blah blah, and get them on the schedule. Maybe be the very next day. But it's never, we don't have any work right now. Thank God you called us. It's never that crap. And that's pretty much that's all of it. You leave, it's scheduled. Or the girls from the office is scheduling it. And again, like I said, I may add into the manual that little video follow up because I kind of like that. It just kind of gives it a little bit more personal touch, I think. And we'll do it and we'll try it and we'll pencil it into the manual, and then we'll either get good feedback about it or negative feedback about it. And I'll talk to the sales guys, I'll talk to the girls in the office, and it'll end up being a group decision. It's rare. Like I don't have any input now, but even when I did have all the input, it'd be very rare that I would put my foot down and say it's going to be this way. It was all. I try to have everything be a group decision. Any questions or anything that you guys do different that you want to change immediately, or you think should? Because you guys can tell me something and I'll add it right now if it helps us.
I'm going to be doing a thank you video for the clients after we're done with them. I want to be sending them a video thanking them for their business. It was a pleasure to meet them. Blah, blah, blah. I think that would be pretty neat too.
It is. And because as you go through the next one is like, it's how we do the job. It's like, but my guys are doing the videos first thing in the morning, lunchtime, and in the afternoon. And so if it's a 3-day job, we may have 9 videos or something. But and then I'll send them to my guy. I could do them. I just don't want to waste my time. But we'll consolidate 20 minutes of video down to like a 2.5-minute highlight type video, which is really the homeowners really love to get that video because it just shows everything and they get to share it with their friends. And I have done before. Who did I use? Yeah. There's a couple of them, but there's here it is, free prints. But if you take a handful of pictures, free prints will put them into like a nice little booklet almost for free. Depending on, like, you can upgrade and do the glossy cover, and that's a couple of dollars, or you can do something else, and that's a couple of dollars. But that's still a good thing. If you're doing something that drastically, especially if you're doing kitchen remodels and bathroom remodels, and you've got freaking 50 to 75 different pictures along the way, they've got that hard copy book that Free Prints does, and the video that goes all the way through. It just because years ago, woo, that's old school, baby. Because years ago we would do that. It would be the whole. I would send out this corny little poem that said, like how much we appreciated them letting us do the work and all that stuff, and it would have the before and after. So it would be because you had to print the shit out. You had to take it to Costco or that little stupid thing that was in the middle. What was it? I don't know. One of them, it was like in the middle of the parking lot. It was like a little building. You could drive up and drop off your film and get it developed. But and they would keep that thing forever. They put it on the refrigerator and it always had our information. But all of that stuff. And that's in the manual, the whole follow-up later on and getting references and stuff from them and staying in front of them. Anything else? Everybody's on mute. Just me and you, Ryan.
Not me. Hey, Ryan, I was talking to a guy. We vacationed up in Arkansas it was Missouri on it was the Ozarks last year. There was a painter guy that offered the same thing, good, better, best. And then he was intrigued by the maintenance. I was telling him what I did, and he was intrigued by the maintenance. And he's actually added that when he finishes a job, he tells everybody he'll check back in a year. He tells them he will go back out and inspect the work, and if they need extra work or if there's something that needs to be done. And he says now he's picked up quite a few jobs just by going back to check on things and telling them that it's sort of a perpetual thing with painting, especially on an exterior. That he'll come in and he says he gives them a discount. I'm not sure that's completely true, but
you can make it that way,
right?
Hey, Ryan, is there like a
6 months ago? I talked about it literally today. It's funny you brought that up with a client on a real prestigious area called Lansing Island. There's not a house on there that's less than $3 million, and we did a big front door, a steel front door. It feels like a dungeon when you close it. It's so heavy, but it was all rusted because of the salt spray from Florida, and so we got talking about preventive maintenance, and so we actually set up a plan every 3 months to go out and inspect it, wash it, clean it, and make sure it's good. And she was like, I love it. And she's got a ton of money to throw at it, so it's a good thing.
There's a lot of people that will do that. I've got people, I tell them all the time, you don't really need anything done right now, but they want it taken care of so that they never have an issue. And the higher end folks are used to doing that.
Right. Love it. Thank you.
Hey, Ryan, is there anything like I don't know, me and my buddy was talking today. It was like the car washes around, and especially Myrtle Beach, and even around here, seems like all the car washes now are the ones that you drive through, and then you drive over there and you do your own vacuuming and stuff. And I hate that shit. I want to go somewhere, get out of my car, and let them do everything, and then I get back in it and leave. But they're always like, one of the things that they charge another $2 for or something is some kind of spray coating wax or something, and I don't know, like if I am going through it, I usually say, yeah, go ahead. And maybe there's something in the water or maybe it isn't. But I always wondered, I thought, man, I wonder if Ryan has something he could put in the pressure washer that when he sprays, it gives like a little wax coating that helps the UVAs not, beat it down so much or something. If not, let's come up with one.
Hell yeah.
Yes and no. It really doesn't work here in Florida. The weather's so harsh.
Yeah.
We get torrential downpours, and we're in a tropical climate, so the salt, the hot, cold, the heat specifically, so it makes it tough. Salt spray and all that stuff, but that would be a good idea.
Yeah, because I was thinking that crap, like because there's I use this product we use a product called Loba for the finish for the hardwood floors, and they have like a little bottle, and I think maybe it's $6. I don't know, but it's supposed to be UV protection. You could pour it in the finish, and it helps the sun. It's supposed to help the sun when it comes in, not bleach the floor as much or something. And I don't know, it's like, if they have big windows or something, I'll bring it up. And I'll say, hey, it's like, I don't know. I've got my buddies charge $50 for this thing. You know, God bless them. It cost me $6. If you want me to, you know, and I'll pay the $6 if you, because I don't know if it helps. I haven't went back to a house 3 years later, 5 years later to see if it slowed down the sun bleaching it or not. But supposedly you can pour it in and it helps with the UV light or something. I don't know, but
you sound like a National Wood Floor Association guy now. That is bull shit.
Yeah,
there is nothing that's going to work for that.
No, that's what I tell them.
But hey, if you can make money on it, yes. But I'm just telling you, you know, that is bullshit.
Because a window guy told me years ago, because I always thought these guys paid big money for these UV tinted windows or whatever. And supposedly it's supposed to block the UV light. And the window guy told me, he's like, no, man, nothing will. No matter how much you spend, it may slow it down, but
it'll slow it down. Right.
Yeah, but nothing's going to stop it. And that brings up the point. I tell you guys all the time, and I should put it in these manuals for you guys or something, but my guys know, the girls know, is like, is you have to be on Google asking the same questions that homeowners ask, even though you know the answer. I know you know the answer, but the problem is if your answer is different than Google, if the homeowner asks you and you give them a question, you give them an answer that's different than what they read on Google, you're the dumbass wrong one. Ask doctors. You know, that pisses doctors off all the time. And I'm not a fan of doctors, so don't get me started on that. But but it's like, I love when a homeowner asks me something and I'll tell them, I say, hey, if you go to Google and ask that, here's what you're going to see. Blah, 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 blah. Some of that's true, but look, I've been doing this over 40 years. Here's what I've noticed, and here's what I have found to be true. And it comes across when you answer it that way, they go, oh shit, this dude knows more than Google. I was like, man, will you please tell my wife that? Because but yeah, all of that stuff.
There's a good book actually. There's a book called They Ask You Answer.
Oh, I never heard of that. Do you know who it is, Andrew?
I'll share it, but it's it's basically that. So you think of all the objections that a customer might come up with, or questions that they might have, and then you answer them up front on your website, on a video or on your website. Like your FAQs, basically.
Yeah, and that's like all of you guys. I mean, I can't stress. I mean, I've screened it enough. It's like you should have 50 questions and answer videos. Everything. I mean, Google tells you all the questions people ask. There's never ever a shortage of content. It's just you not making the content and posting it everywhere. I just over and over again. But we should talk about it next week. I'm just going to mention it right now so you guys can remind me if I don't bring it up. But it's as we're going through the walkthrough with the homeowners is one, I tell all the girls in the office, anyone is like, I tell them, like, look, you've got to be the most pickiest homeowner you can. You've got to look at your own work and try to find stuff wrong with it. And when you do find things wrong, and most of the time it's our fault. It's like, well, they sanded something too quick, or they missed something, or they didn't do this. It's like, the worst thing you can do is hope the homeowner doesn't see it, because they may see it next week, and then you got to go over there and you start making up bullshit excuses or something. So I'm like, when we do our final walkthrough, like even before the final walkthrough, if there's like bad boards, if there's anything, I tell these guys, like, man, bring it up to the homeowner's attention as quickly as you can. We're gonna do this. We're gonna I don't know if it's stucco, if you're fixing this, or if it's drywall, if it's the roofing, or if it's the flooring. It's like, hey, we're gonna try to sand this out. I don't know what's going to happen, honestly. I just want you to know this is what it is, and here's what probably caused it, or this, and boom, and then you got anything. But just the faster you can bring it up to their attention and explain what it is. And if you've done all this stuff that we're talking about, they already trust you, so they don't think that you're trying to rip them off and you're lying to them. It's just when you go to get the last check, and then they start looking really close, or worse, they give you the check because they trust you so much, and then a week, 3 or 4 days later, one of their friends comes over and goes, well, man, I thought you just had the floors done. What's that spot over there? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't even ever see it, blah, blah, blah. And now they're calling you up going, hey, what's that spot? Or what's this on the wall? And what's that? It's like, and now you're like backpedaling, trying to, and it may be something you legitimately didn't see, didn't notice, any of that stuff. And if it is, be honest with them. Like, man, I didn't even see it. And then whatever the hell it is, be truthful. don't get caught lying. But as soon as you can, bring it up, bring it to their attention. Here's what we're going to try to do. Da, da, da. Because man, and I'm just speaking from personal experience. I've done so much shit, and then like hope they wouldn't see it, and you go to get the last check, and you're hoping they don't bring this up or that up, and you're like, oh my god, I just got to get out of here. I got to go straight to the. I can't even deposit this check. I got to go cash it because they're going to see it's like it's hard to sleep. I'm telling you, man, the stress will kill you. Hey, Ebony, are you still there?
Hey, Brian, I have a question.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, hey, Misty, give me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Hey, are you going out on the job sites with your dad?
I'm sorry you cut out.
Are you going out on the job sites with your dad?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. Try to go as much as you can, because it just the more you know and see and do and learn, it just gives you more confidence when you're on the phone with the homeowners. Yeah. I made my daughter learn how to use all the equipment. I wanted her to know how hard the guys work. And now when she's explaining things to homeowners, she's not. It's not something that she read or heard me say. She actually seen it or done it. But yeah, as much as you can, I would say try to show up and ride around with him. Just be there, watch him do it, get a feel for it. Hey, Misty, what were you going to say?
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I was going to ask you back to the kind of final walkthrough, and you've gone through there, or you saw a mistake and you didn't acknowledge it, and so you get your check and kind of go, and now it's time for, in the process here, kind of like a follow-up consultation, or a follow-up like 3 months later, 6 months later, to get them on a maintenance plan. And the nerves are kicking in. I don't really want to call. Maybe they saw that spot, maybe they didn't. What then? Like, how do you overcome that?
If there's something I can do to fix it, I really want to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I can, but sometimes you just can't. And I even tell them, I say, man, it's like, and sometimes I'll just be honest and say, man, we kind of missed it. We kind of screwed up. It's like, but to try to fix this, it's only going to make it worse. And you've got that, like if someone told me that and they're honest with me, it's like, most of the time I'm just like, yeah, you're right. Let's just leave it alone. It's over here. Because if it's in the middle and it's something like, because you didn't see it and you didn't fix it, because it must have not been that important anyway.
Yeah. How has that like affected future work that you may have gotten? I mean, if you do have a maintenance program, and let's say there's something that did come up and you didn't see it before, I mean, it could be very honest too, but hey, we're circling back around. How are the floors looking 6 months from now? Ready to get you on a maintenance plan. How are they looking? And they're like, oh man, they're like, not what I expected.
Yeah. I mean, one, you don't want to hear that, but at the same time, it's like, tell me more. And if you went through the manual, and I know you have, we try to answer a lot of those questions, even in the manual. It's like the way we handled it. It's like, oh, tell me more. Let me get someone over there. Let's get it. Let's just do it. Let's just get it fixed. But if there's like some things that are small, but if it's big, we just fix it. We plain and simple, we just fix it. But during the maintenance thing, sometimes we'll even bring it up. We'll go back and we'll say, hey, you know what? I didn't even see this. We'll just fix it, whether we bring it to their attention or not. We'll just try to fix it and touch it up. Like if you watch some of Charlie's videos, you'll see him with that marker and the wax and the hiding all kind of stuff. And we'll do that and put a little finish on it, blend it in, polish it, and just keep it looking good.
Yeah.
Misty, tell them you will address it when it comes time for the recoat in 5 to 7 years if it's something that's bad. Otherwise, if you can't touch it up, I mean, there's not much you can do, but tell them you'd love to help them when it's time for a recoat. That's when all the furniture's out. If it needs a recoat or something, that's when you address if it's something that you think is bad or they think is bad. But most of the time when you're doing repairs like that, you're going to make something worse or more noticeable than the eyesore that they're seeing now.
Got it. That's brilliant. Yeah. Well,
tell them, I say, man,
it's 6 months at our maintenance meeting or whatever.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. And it's the size of a quarter. By the time you try to fix it, it's going to end up looking like a dollar bill.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
yeah.
That's helpful.
All right, guys. Appreciate all you guys being here. I'm telling you, the more you go through these manuals and mark stuff out or add stuff or highlight it, whether it's through the messenger or the text message or something, share the changes that you guys are making, even in the email. because if you're making changes, it may benefit all of us, but you really want to again, because these are just going to all end up being training manuals for people that you're hiring to take over your position, and they're really going to be, is like, I don't know if you ever get to where you want to sell it, is you. There's no way you can sell a business without the manuals. Period. Just no way. Not period. Just nothing. And me and Charlie was laughing because the dude tried to call me up, tell me he's selling a company over in Georgia, and everybody thinks they got a company to sell. And I'm like, dude, all you got is tools, and I'm not trying to buy a job. Yeah. it's like no. And you can ask a handful of questions and know immediately what they do have and what they don't have and all that stuff. And all of it comes down to your systems. How are you training guys? How are they doing it? How are you following up? How are you tracking everything? Your KPIs, all of that stuff. How are you getting better? And I'm not interested in buying a company, but if I was, I'm looking at how much money they're spending on marketing and how they're losing, like how many deals they're closing. And nobody's doing this shit that I'm trying to tell you guys to do. It's so easy for you guys to be successful in construction if you just did, Charlie, what do you think? Half of what I'm trying to tell them to do? Probably less than that, really.
I can tell you I was a bad student, just a tenth of what you tell them to do.
I have a question.
I mean, people aren't calling
the worst.
No, people aren't calling the homeowner 30 minutes before they get there, and like they're not answering the phone the way I'm telling to share you guys the way we answer. They're not building the relationships. They're not doing any.
Make friends.
Doing the videos. They're not doing any of that.
Make friends with whoever you're talking to. That's the main thing. Make them feel like they want to go have a beer with you, go get an ice cream or a hot dog. That's the main thing. That whoever is answering your phones, that's completely where it starts.
I'm telling you, it's like, and Ryan's good at answering the phone, even though I don't want him answering the phone. Charlie's the only one answering the phone, but I just love the Southern Bells. I just love ladies answering the phone. And I told you guys, you hear me talk about it. I've got a couple of AI things that I'm working, trying to like. I don't think AI is ever going to be the future of answering the phone because my wife hates it, and I judge most of the shit on my wife and my daughter. The age difference is enough, but they want to talk to somebody when they call. But I've got contractors that they would probably be, if they're not going to hire someone to answer the phone, they'd probably be better off having an AI talk to them. Because they're so bad at it and they don't want to get any better. Charlie's heard me say it before, is I'm putting a lot of time and money into the AI thing and testing it on my own company and in a couple of different areas, is because I never want to be the guy who stood there and held the yellow pages in his hands saying, yeah, the internet will never be anything. I've seen so many people do that. And I was kind of fortunate. I had sold my company right as the internet was starting. So I may have been that guy. I don't know. But by the time I got back into construction, I already knew more than most people knew about the internet because of what I had been doing for the previous 4 years. But yeah, so it's like, you got to stay ahead of everything. It's like, I'm telling you, it's like, I'm not 100% a believer of anything. I try to keep the door open, and I'm always, open for changes. And if something works, I'll pay someone good money to prove me wrong, because all it does is means I'm going to make more money because I'm going to start doing it that way, and it's going to be better. I don't have an ego. I don't try to feed my ego. Trust me. The only thing I care about feeding is the bank account.
Amen.
Anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, I have one question here. Are you going to have any type of I don't know if it's a manual or something regarding, this is all great and this is all like front end stuff, but like back end systems, like how to organize the amount of videos that you have, where to quickly access things like that. Okay, inundated with pictures, what kind of platform, what's the step process that they get traveled through? Like, because it just, the guys are out there, they're doing this, it's got to come back to the office, they got to archive it somewhere. Are you going to do any kind of back end system training at all, or just ideas going on that?
I may put something together like that, because right now it's kind of been our follow up, and now that we're switching over to House Call Pro, because when the guy gets there for the estimate, one, the homeowner sends us pictures or we don't even show up. We won't even schedule. If they're not sending us pictures, we won't even schedule an estimate.
Amen.
It won't move any further than that. But we have their pictures, and that's in that file. When
But
the
are
guy,
you using those pictures as actually, because I know that you said in one of your trainings here, it's basically once they send you pictures, like you're in control now. So is it kind of a two-way street there, or are you actually using them to kind of like get a gauge and book the job?
well, one is like is like when I need, as soon as they send me pictures, the girls in the office are getting better at it, but they'll still send the pictures to me and go, hey, look at this, and I can tell them everything about the house almost immediately. So when they call back and they know which videos to send, they know what when they call back what to say, and the homeowner is always like, oh my God, how'd you know that? And it's like, yeah, because we know the floor, yada yada. But then but from that point, like everything stays in that one that file for the homeowner. And now, from what my daughter is telling me about House Call Pro, she's liking it because everything is just right there.
What is it? Is it a CRM?
Yeah, the House Call Pro is.
Okay.
But we use Google Docs and Microsoft Word, and that's what I've used forever. We're just trying to scale so much is I'm trying to find a way to do it a little bit easier. But right now, everything just goes into Microsoft Docs and Google Docs. So the pictures that the homeowner sent, the pictures that the guy sent when they went to the estimates, that very first video that we just talked about, all of that is in the same document in Google Docs and Microsoft Docs.
So do you upload it like on YouTube and then copy the link and put the link in Google Docs, or do you put the actual whole file in there?
Both. Yeah, we do both. Yeah. Because usually the guy at the job, and it should be in next week thing. I know for a fact it is, but because they just go live. They used to go live to Facebook. I don't know if they're going to now, but they always go live to YouTube. And now they're starting to do live on TikTok because they're younger, and I'm all for it. But it gets planted everywhere, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or wherever. That video goes everywhere. Either the project manager is posting it everywhere, or he's sending the link to the office and she's posting it everywhere.
Are any of those photos edited, or are they just straight live? No. Okay.
No.
Because I think that's where kind of Uli and I are kind of.
No.
I mean, it seems a bit overwhelming because we've got all these bits and pieces, and it's the two of us, and so I'm trying to like manage all the stuff here and figuring out like, oh wait, we just did that white oak floor over there. Now wait, where on earth is that, and where? You know what I mean? It's just so if a system on that back end would be really helpful to. Yeah.
So So in YouTube, you have the playlist. So every home, and I mentioned earlier, is we may have 4 videos or 14 videos on one project, but they're all in a playlist on YouTube for
Got it.
And I had some YouTube people helping me out, VAs and stuff, but then they were wording everything for SEO purposes, which is great, but then it didn't help the girls in the office because they're looking for a certain video and couldn't find it because it wasn't titled. So then they started going back. But the ones that we use over and over again, they're right on the home page where and if we use it more than twice, we save it and it's on the front page to where they know they're going to be sending it again.
Okay.
And the only editing we do is when I'll send 8 video links, 12 video links to my guy and say, hey, give me a 1 3-minute video of this project. And then that one we'll use to show the instant before and after, or we'll send it to the homeowner because they love seeing it, that kind of thing. But I may put it in there because right now I'm really working on these manuals. I'm trying to do
and they're great.
I'm trying to do a fill in the blank manual for contractors in the future, to where all these questions that we're going over, they'll be able to go and just walk through. They'll have the manual if they purchase it. They'll have the manual as an example, but then I'll tell them why that section is important. Here's filling the blank. Here's some questions you should be asking yourself. Every day I wake up and ask myself if I'm going to help contractors anymore. It's frustrating as hell.
So, hey, I don't know if this is legal here, but I haven't asked because we really, really want to get to be able to do live videos, but you need 50 subscribers to do that. So
on YouTube,
would anybody on this call just care to subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can get up to 50? Because we're at 30 right now, and I'm trying to like reach out to all my circles. Can you please subscribe?
Yeah, send it to everybody.
Yeah, send the link over.
Send it to everybody,
Okay.
and then and my guy is like my dude was using the I think the 10-minute video is on his TikTok, because all of our guys like we have the TikTok, the Only Wood Floors TikTok, we got it all, but and there's like 5 or 6 managers on all of them, because every one of our project managers, sales reps, they all have access to that stuff. But that comes in time. That'll be like in the office, in the employee handbook and stuff, is like how to hire people and who to trust to give access to all of that stuff. I wouldn't hire someone on Monday and give them access on Tuesday. Maybe I would. I mean, it depends on your interviewing process and who they are. So, all right. Anything before we get out of here? Appreciate you guys.
Yep, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Crystal. Go play with the kids. Hey, both of you guys are homeschooling. So, all right. Talk to you later. See you guys next week.
Thank you. Bye.